Good morning, my friends. It is 10:05 on Saturday, and this will be my Friday, kind of, because since we work a lot of different days. This video today is really just a still here video. As for the cough, I always tell people it's not just something that I'll never get rid of. It's called COPD, which is crazy because it comes from smoking. Now, have I ever smoked cigarettes? Well, I did, but did I ever smoke like the normal person? No. I mean, I maybe smoke 1 or 2 cigarettes a day. Maybe. But it could be. You never know. But anyway, no, that's not going to go away. Anyway, there's a lot of cool things that are coming along the way right now. I mean, I don't know if they're cool, but I did listen to a few videos from Pastor Paul and this and that. And like I say, I don't really listen to him much anymore. I just tune in on Thursday and see what Mike from around the world has to say. And that's about where I go with it, because I really don't have the time to listen to Noble Gold Investment and Keto with Paul. And I don't have time for that. It's like when a video says breaking and then they get into that, it's like, well, it can't be that breaking. But anyway, here's something that's very interesting that I found out. It came out in the news, but people were oblivious to it and didn't know that it was happening. And so Russia is actually, I don't know if you call them forts, but they've got some little bitty setups right by the Golan Heights. That was never in the news. Never. It was never in the news till just a couple days ago. So this whole thing is kind of crazy. Then they come to find out that the CIA's been in the Ukraine for 10 years. Well, that means we've always been there for a while. Anyway, it's kind of crazy too, because this comet with horns, now I'm not coming out there and telling you, oh my God, the comet with horns is going to hit the earth and everything. No. But now they're trying to play this back a bit and go, well, there are going to be so many comet chasers that they're going to take the food and the water and all this, and maybe. But I would take that as a warning. Maybe you should, if you live in that state, maybe you should stock up food, water, supplies, enough to get you by for however long. Because they are telling people that live there to do it. Well, these comet watchers, they're going to come in and they're going to buy up everything, and then there won't be anything for anybody else. Well, that might be true, but there could be something else happening. Do we know what? No, we don't. Now, this is a dumb little thing that I came up with on my own, because you got to stop and think about it. And back in the time of Nostradamus, if he was correct about anything, he always kept calling it the abyss. The abyss. Well, we know what that is, but think about it. At the time he came out and said that, there was no United States. There was no Texas. Well, the abyss sounds kind of like Texas. That was just something I came up with when I was like a kid. But it is kind of interesting because it is what it is. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And then he was talking to Mike from around the world about Nephilim and all this. And I have to, hearken to Philip Corso Jr. and kind of go with what he talks about, and how, in reality, no, these Nephilim are not from space. Everything ever is here. And he talked about Antarctica, and that there's whatever's there, and there's a door, and it might sound odd, but it made some sense. So with all that, That was a couple things I found interesting. But they are throwing this warning out about stocking up in the state of Texas. Now, here's something else I decided to come into on my own. All of a sudden, we're starting to get another big rash of UFO sightings. Now, if so, and if after the things I told you about Roswell, well, maybe there are more and more and more of them, because in the time they're coming from, they're sending more and more and more of them. So here's the thing that I've come up with over 45 years or more of all this. As I've always said, and I talked about this when I was a kid, and of course, back then, people thought I was nuts. But now, Einstein's theories are more and more coming to be probably true, and maybe time travel isn't as fake as everybody thought it was. Past time travel, anyway. And so, what if these future guys, decided that maybe they would send this stuff from then to usher in the New World Order? You know what I mean? And these so-called whatevers try to get rid of religion and all this and everything else. Well, there it is. So it's not a fake alien invasion in the sense of it being a real show-up type thing, but it's fake in the fact that they're not what they say they are. See what I mean? So that threw a whole new light on everything to me. I told my friend, we don't talk a lot much anymore, but I did tell him that, and he agreed, that this whole thing is a time loop. And Nibiru, the blue water planet, Nibiru is here. It's Earth, pre-Earth, coming back on itself through time. And the sun, dwarf star, whatever it is in reality ours, but it's either dead or hasn't been formed. See what I'm saying? So that was our little thought there. Okay. But as far as real ET from Dagobah coming here to save us all, I don't believe it anymore. Nope. I think it's just us. And who is more concerned with us than us? Because for them to exist, we have to make it there. You see what I'm saying? So they have to come and they have to do it. So that's where all this biblical stuff comes true, because it's already happened, see? And it's hard to grasp it and make sense and everything else. But it is what it is. Okay? So it makes a lot more sense to me now. And like I told you guys in a previous video, there was a movie called Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeve. And in the movie, he goes to this hotel, writes his name in the ledger, and then later on in the future, looks in the book and there's his name. So what if the book of Revelations wasn't sent then? Came from the future that went to the past? Because, like the Scrooge movie, the guy was told all this stuff, and then he wrote it down. So what if that's what it is? So anyway, a lot of this is very interesting to me. And you got a lot of things that are getting ready to happen. Because there is a heifer sacrifice coming up very soon. And they already have them there. There's 4 of them. And they're saving 1 for the 3rd temple. But the interesting thing is the beginning of this video where I told you that Russia was already building up near Syria. And Syria sides with them anyway. You see what I'm saying? So no matter what people think, no matter what they say, biblically, no matter what Israel says, they will sign a 2-state solution. It will happen. Probably be forced upon them, but they will do it. When it happens, I'm not counting on any rapture. I'm not. But when it happens, the organization, country, or whoever is behind all of that, that's the person that you're looking for to be the bad guy. Right there. Okay? That will right then and there be the little thing that shows you that, yep, and it doesn't have to be that person that does it. It can just be the government that they work for. See? It doesn't have to be them. Now we'll go into one more last little thing about this on this video here, because I don't know this for sure or whatever, but we haven't seen Putin in quite a while in pictures or videos or any of that. So is he alive or is he underground? Because now there's no more pictures of him or videos of him, and I don't know what's going on with that. So is he still alive or is he dead? I guess we'll find out about that. But in the closing of this video, proxy wars don't work. They don't. And eventually it's going to have to be a real one. Now, I listened to something yesterday, and I don't listen to this guy a heck of a lot anymore because I don't really believe that old AJ is really who he says he is. I think he's someone else. There's a rumor. I kind of believe it because if you go back and look at some of his older stuff, it kind of fits him. But the funny thing about it is that on that show last night, there was this guy from the UK, and he was talking about stuff, and they're worried because, see, over there, I don't know exactly how it is because I'm not there, but I don't think that the regular person that lives there has any Second Amendment right there, and I don't think very many people, if any, have them. They have hunting rifles, but they don't have the rest. Well, a lot of these people are worried now because they're afraid their government's going to turn on them, and there ain't nothing they're going to be able to do. So, who knows? But anyway, it's just kind of interesting. All the things are beginning to come together. But see, my main interest is the comet, dwarf star, whatever it is, and there hasn't been much talk about it. I actually asked Gil if the Ponsbrook Comet was it. And he kind of kept telling me, oh, no, it doesn't fit. Yes, it does. It comes in April. It comes next month. And I think the eclipse is somewhere near there. So even if it's just, how do you say, what's the word for that? Whatever it is, it doesn't mean, well, it has a meaning. It's not like, okay, say prophetic. So that's what it is. But there's no real damage or anything. Well, it could be that. But it is kind of interesting how they're issuing that warning for that area. But what they're saying is, it's just because there's going to be so many people there. But it's Texas. Remember what's going on there. Remember that National Guard got sent there for some reason. So that's all I got to say. Anyway, it's the last time I've ever done a video this long. I'll upload it. This is just letting you know I'm still around. A lot of things are going on. Peace. I'll be seeing you.